You can hardly take a step through the halls of PC gaming without a zombie game grabbing at your ankle. Like a shambling horde, there are dozens to contend with, and many are as hollow and brainless as the corpses they feature. Search for zombies on Steam and you'll be overwhelmed with no idea where to begin. Thankfully, we at PCGamesN are here with the Zombie Game Survival Guide. These are the 8 undead bashing games that you absolutely need for a dead good time on PC. Stick with these and you definitely won't get bit, which means your fingers will still be able to click the like and subscribe buttons. Perhaps you could do that now actually, you never know what ghoulish things will be around the corner.
According to beloved horror comedy movie Zombieland, rule number 2 for surviving the zombie apocalypse is the double tap. Dying Light is a game that allows you to do such a thing, although we're talking tapping a zombie on the head with a chunky melee weapon and not pulling the trigger twice. Well, you can do that too, so I guess Dying Light is the perfect zombie slaying game. This brutal close quarters open world game also fulfills rule number 29, the buddy system, in that it's entirely designed for co-op play. You and a buddy can team up and parkour your way across an undead infested city, tearing apart the no longer living and attempting to survive through the nightmarishly tough nighttime sections. Yes, as the title suggests, things go a bit more bump in the night in Dying Light.
Every medium has their classic zombie tale. For film, it's Romero's Dawn of the Dead. In literature, it's Max Brooks' Zombie Survival Guide. For games, it's Resident Evil. The 1996 PlayStation classic has been so influential on survival horror that it's been both remade and remastered. That means you can enjoy a beautiful rendition on PC, complete with HD visuals and sans the dreadful 90s voice acting. Playing as either Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine, Resident Evil has you slowly explore the creepy Spencer Mansion, a colossal house-shaped puzzle that hides a collection of worrying secrets. Chief among these are the undead, which come in many forms: human, dog, even shark. The crawling pace the game unfolds at is unnervingly assured, building the tension to unbearable levels. 20 years on and it's still one of the undisputed great zombie games.
Danny Boyle's 28 Days Later challenged the idea that zombies have to be slow, replacing shuffling corpses with sprinting infected. In a movie that's scary, but in a video game it's terrifying. And that's exactly what's at the core of Left 4 Dead 2. A 4-player co-op fight for survival, Left 4 Dead 2 has your team creep their way through abandoned streets, factories, and even a damned theme park complete with terrifying clown zombies. With a ramshackle collection of guns and melee weapons, managing the undead crowd starts simple, but becomes almost unbearably intense when giant packs of zombies start crawling their way in through every entrance. Success requires tight teamwork. Stop working together for even a second, and you'll find a particularly grisly end awaits you.
Most zombie games deal with the horror of reanimated, rotting corpses, but watch or read any good horror fiction and you'll know that the real horror actually comes from people, not monsters. That's the message at the heart of Telltale's The Walking Dead, a multi-season episodic adventure game that follows a young girl as she grows up in the midst of a zombie apocalypse. While every season of The Walking Dead is a winner, it's season 1 that you absolutely have to play. Playing as Lee, you're introduced to 8-year-old Clementine, and you must act as her father figure as the world collapses around you. In order to protect Clem, you'll need to make dozens of tough choices, from deciding if stealing is okay when the times are tough, to choosing who lives and who dies among your group of survivors. It's a sobering, heartfelt story, and while it may not be as full on with the corpses as other games on this list, it'll leave you as horrified as any of them.
If you'd rather not be confronted with the horrors of humanity's own cruelty, then skip The Walking Dead and jump right into Call of Duty Black Ops 4. The game's Zombies mode is the most expansive that COD has ever attempted, set across a trio of maps, all with their own secrets. The gladiatorial style 9 pits 4 players against waves of not only zombified humans, but undead tigers too. Voyage of Despair throws you aboard the Titanic as both the Atlantic and zombie hordes flood the decks, while Blood of the Dead is a remake of a Black Ops 4 classic set within the walls of Alcatraz. All 3 are wave-based scenarios, with matches extending as players unlock new areas and upgrade their weapons via pack-a-punch machines. Each wave gets progressively harder, with mini-boss zombies requiring a full team to defeat. It's in moments like these, when your squad pulls together, that COD Zombies really shines. Because it's only through cooperation that you'll find the game's Easter eggs, and you'll definitely soon acquire a taste for them.
While beating an animated corpse into a pile of jam is part of the ultimate zombie fantasy, surviving against all odds and helping rebuild society comprises the other half. State of Decay 2 allows you to fulfill both aspects, equipping you with just enough to keep the dead at bay, but demanding you head out into the lawless frontier to hunt and scavenge. Playing like an open world RPG, State of Decay 2 is a co-op zombie game with permadeath. You pick a protagonist from your community of survivors and take them out into the wild to find food, fuel, or the drugs necessary to keep the rest alive. Once they collapse into a bed back home or under the blows of the undead, you can take control of another character with their own background, personality, and combat abilities. Whenever you choose to let another stranger into your growing base, you are letting in another playable character, another new story to write a middle and end to.
A zombie game that's also one of the best co-op games on PC, Killing Floor 2 is a chaotic, frantic rush. The premise is simple: blow out undead brains to rambunctious heavy metal. Zombies of all shapes and sizes come at you thick and fast, making Killing Floor 2 an excellent pick up and play game. But as you devote more time to indulging in a spot of zombie bashing, Killing Floor 2 reveals an engrossing tactical element. Between rounds you can do a bit of shopping, so do you spend your blood-soaked resources on new weapons and ammo now, or save them for a tougher future encounter? More important than tactics and plans though is Killing Floor 2's squelchy gameplay. It feels great to play a horrifically gory shooter with friends, with each shot adding further layers of slick red paint to the walls.
Atom Zombie Smasher is one of the few zombie games going for the big picture. It puts you in charge of a city's defence forces and tasks you with saving as many citizens as you can. From your top-down perspective, you can call in rescue helicopters, direct sniper teams, and make monstrous sacrifices to achieve your goal. Your aim for most maps is simple: evacuate as many citizens as possible. You tell your helicopters where to land, place your marine teams, and set up explosives. Then, when you hit start, zombies flood in from different entrances around the level. If a zombie reaches a civilian, they are instantly infected, and all too quickly a block can become swamped with undead. The distance, top-down perspective, which casts yellow dots as civilians and pink ones as zombies, encourages utilitarianism. You are not Francis, Bill, or Zoe this time. Instead, you're the military dropping bombs on their heads.
And that's our horde of favourite zombie games. Is 8 games a horde? Perhaps not, but at least you won't be able to catch a deadly infection from one of them. Before you run to your computer to get one installed, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and ring the bell for more recommendations from PCGamesN.